Today is a really important message for you. We're talking about a trap that so many of us fall into, letting a diagnosis become an identity. And I'm talking about why you need to turn those MS Warrior t-shirts into cleaning rags. Literally, we're going to scrub away the victim mindset and the label you might unconsciously be giving yourself. I'm helping you clean up your internal environment because before we can heal, we have to get our mindset into the right place. Before I begin, I'm going to introduce myself. Those who don't know me, I'm Adrienne Charlie. I'm an MS certified integrative health coach, nutritionist, author, and speaker. I help people reverse their MS. And yes, healing is indeed possible, and your doctor won't tell you this. I healed my own MS diagnosis over 10 years ago, and you can do the same. It's amazing how intelligent the body is and how we can heal when we give it the right environment to do so. You may be interested in the 12-week program that I have. When most people go through it, they heal 50 to 80% of their symptoms. And of course, it depends on what stage of MS you have, right? And then people go on to continue the path. My first client that I ever had, she healed 80% of her symptoms when she was done with my program. And then I contacted her about 4 months later, and she told me she healed everything. And this is my goal. I want you all to know that you can do this. For me, I reversed most of my symptoms within 12 weeks, but it took me about 2 more months to heal the blind spot that I had in my left eye. And I was amazed at the time I had this ability to do this. And we all do. Okay, so let's get into how we can let go of the MS label. None of us want to be sick, and none of us are meant to be sick. Whether you were diagnosed yesterday or 10 years ago, today's episode is a call to action for your mind, your spirit, and your future. When you hear those words, multiple sclerosis, the world stops. Usually the first reaction is pure shock and disbelief, and the shadow emotions creeping in, like confusion, hurt, anxiety, and often a deep depression. This happened to me. After I heard those words, MS, in the doctor's office, as she was talking to me, I had tunnel vision, literally, because it was a huge shock to me, and the realization of this diagnosis just overwhelmed me. At the time, I was clogging my thoughts with how my world was going to change, and it was never going to be the same again. I had thoughts of myself being in a wheelchair down the road, and I thought my life was going to go downhill. And it took me almost a month to discover that this was not going to be my destiny, and it's not going to be yours either. But I want to tell you right now that it's okay to have those feelings, but I don't want you to stay there for long. Going down that dark path doesn't just hurt your mood, it actually accelerates the disease. When we live in fear, panic, anxiety, and depression, we're living in a constant state of fight or flight. This is your sympathetic nervous system, and I've talked about this before. When you stay in that sympathetic state, your body pumps out cortisol. Now, cortisol is fine in small bursts, but chronic high levels are toxic. It creates more symptoms, more inflammation, and it can even lead to a second chronic disease. Did you know that 40% of American adults, 40%, have 2 or more chronic diseases? That means you know a lot of people like this. This is a staggering statistic. And then 60% have at least one chronic disease. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be this way. People don't know that they can heal. And this is a big reason why I'm just getting this podcast out to as many people as I can. So the biggest mistake you can make is giving yourself an MS label. If you want to see yourself as a sick person, your body will follow that blueprint. But you can heal. And once you heal, you become that person who helps others heal from their own challenges. And this doesn't have to be MS. This can be really any kind of disease, because I'm going to tell you, all of the healing modalities are basically the same for just about every disease. So you might ask, how is this possible? Because the foundation of healing is almost identical for everything. And this has to do with 4 basic categories. Number 1, diet. Number 2, moving the body. Number 3, mental health. And number 4, self-care. And today it's really about mental health, right? I'm trying to switch your attitude and your mindset so that you can focus on the prize, focus on healing, because you can do it. If you can master these 4 categories, you just aren't managing MS, you're rebuilding the healthy human that you're supposed to be. Okay, so let's talk about language. A lot of people call themselves an MS warrior. I know it's meant to be empowering, but I want to challenge you today. Take the initials out of it. You aren't MS anything. You are a warrior, period. I have a very specific homework assignment for you. If you have an MS awareness or an MS warrior t-shirt sitting in your drawer, I want you to take it out right now. I want you to turn it into a cleaning rag. I'm serious. Don't throw it away, because that's a waste of money. You can even use a black marker and X out the initials MS. I don't want you to wear it again, but I want you to use it to scrub your floors, wipe down your counters, dust your shelves. Why? Because rags clean up messes. Every time you use this t-shirt to clean your house, I want you to visualize yourself cleaning up your mindset and cleaning out your inflammation in your body. Use it as a physical reminder to keep your eye on the prize. You are scrubbing away the diagnosis and replacing it with daily healthy habits. With those habits, day by day, you can leave this disease in the dust. I also want you to guard your environment. And this can be a Facebook trap. Many of you are on different MS Facebook groups, and I am too. And some of them can be very negative. I want you to be careful what you let in to your eyes and your ears. There's a lot of MS support groups on Facebook, and frankly, many of them are really toxic. They're filled with venting that turns into a negative race at the bottom. If you're in a group where the main topic is how victimized everyone feels, I want you to drop that group. You really need positive reinforcement right now. Everybody's journey is different. And while I have compassion for everybody, you are the one who is choosing to rise above. You are choosing healthy habits. You're choosing to know that you're going to heal. Be the light at the end of the tunnel for others to follow. Now, as you move toward healing, I want you to choose deep compassion for yourself. There'll be good days and there'll be hard days. And here's a truth that many people won't tell you. When you start a new healing regimen, whether it's a radical diet change or a detox, you might feel worse before you feel better. And this is your body processing years of inflammation. Listen to your body, rest when you need to. Don't get discouraged because you didn't wake up 100% better the next day. Little tiny steps turn into big results. Healing takes time, but it only happens when you don't give up. So remember that mindset is an engine. To fuel that engine, seek out stories of people who have actually done it. This will give you more encouragement. So I have a book I wrote a couple years ago. It's called The Path to Reverse Multiple Sclerosis Naturally. I shared 12 stories in there, including my own. I interviewed 11 other people who also healed and totally reversed their MS diagnosis because I wanted to let people know that this is possible. And I got to tell you, honestly, some of those stories make mine look like a Disney movie because of all the obstacles those people faced. When you read stories about others and what they have overcome, you realize that you can do anything. And there's a progression to healing. It starts with hope, and then it turns into belief. Then belief leads into anticipation, which turns into expectation, and finally it turns into knowing. I want you to know that you can heal because you can. When you know that you're healing, this disease has no place to stay. Thanks for listening today. I wanted today's podcast to give you a lot of encouragement. And also, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, I have a new recipe every week. I have a lot of encouraging and scientific information too. Just go to my website, nourishyourway.com, find the newsletter tab on the top, and sign up. So thanks for listening today. Grab that MS t-shirt, start cleaning, and you'll hear from me on the next episode.